The cheapest first car on the market is rarely the cheapest car to own over the long haul. A young driver might spot an older vehicle listed for just a few $1,000s and think they found a bargain. But that initial saving completely disappears the moment a neglected cooling system boils over or the transmission fails. One bad week on the side of the road can erase every dollar you thought you saved. At the other extreme is the temptation to stretch the budget for a fashionable, trendy SUV. The visual appeal of that SUV fades fast. What stays behind are the high loan repayments, brutal young driver insurance premiums, and massive tire replacement costs. True independence for a P-plater means finding a middle ground. It requires balancing credible crash protection, predictable handling, and reasonable parts availability, rather than choosing a car based entirely on its price tag or its looks. This chart illustrates why 15,000 Australian dollars is a strong target. It sits right in the optimal lower right quadrant for total cost of ownership, but that figure is a market guide, not a guarantee. To find quality here, you have to target base trims, accept higher but documented kilometers, or look carefully at private sales. And a big part of that calculation is safety. A 5-star ANCAP rating awarded when a car was new cannot be compared directly with today's test protocols. Relying on an old badge gives a false sense of security. You need to verify the specific build year ranges and the exact variant equipment. Australia's used car safety ratings are an excellent resource here because they rely on real-world crash data. Before we start the countdown, note that performance variants are entirely excluded from this list. P-plate restrictions vary by state, and the insurance premiums on sports models make them financially impractical. Securing a financially sound first car means prioritizing documented maintenance and confirmed active safety packages over perceived brand infallibility. Here is the top 5. Number 5 is the third-generation Honda Jazz, known as the GK series. It has a highly compact footprint from front to rear, making it incredibly easy to place in narrow suburban streets and tight shopping center car parks. Its standout feature is Honda's Magic Seat system. The rear seat bases fold upwards to fit tall items, while the backrests fold flat to create a low cargo floor. A student can move boxes, sports gear, or flat-pack furniture without taking on the running costs of an SUV. Under the hood is a 1.5-liter naturally aspirated engine, paired with either a manual or a CVT. The performance is modest, which is exactly the right setup for a learner driver building their confidence. If you are looking at the CVT, test it carefully. It must operate smoothly, without delayed engagement or loud mechanical whining. You also need to confirm the correct transmission fluid was used, as generic workshop fluids can create serious internal problems. Because it spends so much time in the city, check for steering misalignment from repeated parking impacts, and test the air conditioning thoroughly. A small black hatchback with weak cooling is miserable during an Australian summer. The Jazz is a brilliant enabler for urban life and carrying flexibility. Just verify the transmission health meticulously and consider a larger car if your commute involves constant high-speed regional driving. Coming in at number 4 is the 11th generation Toyota Corolla hatch. As this table shows, it ranks extremely low on excitement, but that lack of drama makes it a massive financial asset, maximizing parts availability and resale demand. It uses a 1.8-liter engine and a CVT, delivering a substantial and highly predictable feel from the front seats during daily urban commutes. It is larger than a Jazz, but remains very easy to manage. You still need to test that CVT properly. Start it from cold, shift into reverse, and check for any shudder or hesitation. Also, if you are looking at early 2018 models, run the VIN to ensure the torque converter recall has been completed. Never let a seller use "it's a Toyota" to excuse missing service history. Demand invoices proving oil, coolant, and brakes were replaced. Check the dashboard and rear trim for heavy wear that indicates a tough life as a rideshare or delivery vehicle. The Corolla is the definitive choice for pragmatic buyers wanting predictable ownership. You just have to accept that its active safety technology is quite basic compared to newer generations. Number 3 is the BD generation Kia Cerato. This is the most realistic way to secure modern cabin design and potentially some remaining factory warranty near the $15,000 limit. Target the 2.0-liter naturally aspirated engine with the conventional 6-speed automatic. steer clear of the sporty 1.6-liter Turbo GT. The dual-clutch transmission adds complexity, and it runs straight into P-plate restrictions and higher insurance premiums. The Cerato offers immense practicality, especially the enormous boot on the sedan, as well as the roomy rear seats. But there is a major trap with early base models, as you can see here. Lower grades did not come standard with the active safety package. If a salesperson calls the car 5-star, that means nothing unless it actually has the safety pack fitted. You have to visually verify the camera on the windscreen and the AEB controls on the dashboard to prove it matches the necessary specification. Watch out for examples with high wear, rental, or fleet histories, and walk away from heavily modified cars with extremely low-profile tires or lowered suspension. Those changes spike insurance difficulty and usually indicate harder use. The Cerato is a spacious, modern option that a driver won't quickly outgrow. Just ensure you strictly identify that active safety equipment before you even begin discussing the price. Number 2 is the PD generation Hyundai i30. It has become Australia's default small car because it does everything competently, handling everything from daily university commutes to long regional highway trips. Look for the mainstream 2.0-liter engine paired with a 6-speed automatic, and again, bypass the turbocharged N-line versions. The 2.0-liter provides stronger highway performance than the Jazz or Corolla, but as this matrix shows, your priority is finding the right ownership history. The i30 brings a newer vehicle structure and sits as a used car safety ratings safer pick. However, a large infotainment screen in the dash does not prove the car has autonomous emergency braking. You must confirm the individual equipment level. When inspecting, test every single steering wheel button. Check the wheel alignment and look closely for inner edge tire wear or curb damage, which are common hallmarks of a neglected ex-rental car. The i30 is arguably the most balanced first car on the market. It easily justifies paying slightly more for a privately owned, safety-equipped automatic over a cheaper, stripped-out fleet model. Taking the number 1 spot is the Mazda 3, specifically the BM and BN generations. It features a mature design and a chassis that provides clear, natural feedback, helping new drivers understand grip and speed. The sweet spot is the 2.0-liter Skyactiv G engine. Whether you choose the manual or the true stepped automatic, it provides excellent reliability while completely avoiding the unnecessary complexity of a dual-clutch transmission. It holds a 5-star used car safety ratings safer pick status based on real-world crash data. But remember, that proven safety structure is completely compromised if the specific car has hidden structural repairs or is sitting on cheap budget tires. There are 2 primary limitations to check. Test the infotainment screen while stationary for Ghost Touch delamination, where it selects menus independently, and take it for a highway drive to ensure you are comfortable with its slightly higher road noise. Stay far away from heavily modified examples. Lowered suspension, dark aftermarket lights, and cheap, oversized wheels ruin the ride quality, hide hard use, and invite insurance headaches. A standard, unmodified Mazda 3 is the strongest overall first car available near this budget. It serves as a reliable daily commuter that remains genuinely enjoyable to drive well beyond the P-plate years. Before handing over any money, obtain a formal insurance quotation for the exact driver, postcode, and vehicle variant. A car that looks affordable can instantly become a financial liability once a young driver premium is calculated. Next, run the exact VIN through the Personal Property Securities Register. A PPSR check provides undeniable legal clarity on finance and write-off history, bypassing any inaccurate specification lists printed by a dealer. Arrange an independent pre-purchase inspection. Paying a workshop to check for hidden accident repairs, scan fault codes, and inspect the cooling system will save you thousands down the road. Treat the tires as non-negotiable active safety equipment. Fitting standard wheels with 4 matching, reputable tires is crucial. Cheap budget rubber will completely undermine the braking advantage of buying a modern car. Sit in the driver's seat to confirm you have clear visibility and comfortable pedal reach. Finally, never spend your entire budget on the purchase price. Retain cash for registration, insurance, and those sudden unexpected repairs. The ultimate rule is this: true financial independence comes from purchasing the safest, best-maintained car you can comfortably insure and run on a daily basis, not the newest badge you can barely afford.